All right, everybody. It's the Awesome Pod video. Crazy
What?
for the people listening on just the regular podcast. Um, you're not seeing it anyway, so fine. But it's it is the Awesome Pod. I'm here with my co-hosts Diana Prince and Gringo Fantastico. Diana, how you doing?
I'm fucking
Well,
amazing. How are you? How was your
amazing.
birthday?
Birthday was fucking awesome. It was killer. I went
Right.
to what? Wait a second.
Wait.
Before I get to how my birthday was, I gotta say we have a special guest on the show. Many podcast listeners will remember the amazing Brendan Petrizzo is here. Brendan,
What's up, bitches?
oh man, he's back. He's back. He's coughing. He's on video. Glorious video. Too pretty just for audio is the rumor.
That's what
Um,
we decided this very last minute. I'm just on my phone, all because we had to show Brendan's beauty.
I'm
Yeah.
screaming.
Brendan, how are you, Brendan? You've been busy. It's been like a year since you've been on the podcast.
That's crazy.
It
And like
has
6
been.
months of you saying, "You guys, I'll try to make it."
Listen, what happened was,
Oh,
I
please.
was listen, story because the fans don't know, you guys of course know, but I was in-house at a studio. I was a studio executive for a day job, and then when all the layoffs happened, we had to go back to actually producing and being on the field. So that takes up an immense amount of time, and the schedules are insane. So I had to kind of go back to producing, and I've been trying to come back on here and then when I can, but it's been really, really hard. But now I'm on a bigger show, so it's a little easier to pop in, pop out, and stuff like that. So,
Well, it's good to have
Is
you. It's good.
It's your
good
first
to-
time. We'll see.
what I'm used to.
It's good to have you back.
I know I missed
Uh,
this.
We're gonna talk to you about
Watch
you
the
went to a
last
movie premiere. We're
Yeah.
gonna talk to you about that. First off, let's get the introductions done. Diana's here. Gringo, how are you?
I'm pretty good, man. I've been an editing machine all day. Like I had to edit a section where I'm lubing up a kendo stick to pull it out of a pinata's head. So yeah.
Listen,
We're just gonna let that go. Just
when
gonna
you
let that go.
when you say lubing up a kendo stick,
Okay, or not.
I did not think about you pulling it out of a pinata's head. I thought of other things, but maybe that's just me. I'm a dirty mind.
And you can't lube it up with KY or Vaseline. You have to use, since it's a pinata, you have to use that green jelly candy shit. That's how you have to do it. Because it's a fucking pinata.
Wait, really?
Lubing
You
it
have
up.
to use candy?
Yeah, it's a pinata. It'll kill him otherwise.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
you
I think you're making a
gotta
joke.
keep the kendo stick in his head. Is not what we're worried about. We're worried about what type of lube you're using. Diana, you did ask how my birthday went. It went
Yes, it did.
amazing. I
Yay.
spent it at AEW Dynamite right here in my hometown of Sacramento at the Memorial Auditorium. I got to tell you, Memorial Auditorium is a beautiful venue, an old historic venue, and I thought it came across amazing on TV. I don't know if you guys got to
Yes.
see it, but it looked great. It was
So
packed
you
to
get
the
to
gills.
see it.
I don't. Yeah, it's hard to tell. Maybe
Tell
you
us
weren't
about
paying
it.
attention. Maybe you weren't paying attention to the ambiance. Also, very limited backstage areas, which might explain why they did so much in the streets of Sacramento type backstage promos and things, which I thought was cool. So many great like scenes of my city.
I like that. Like the on location stuff. They should do that more.
It was cool. I liked it too. Before we get into the podcast recap proper, Brendan, you got to go to the Queen of the Ring premiere. How did that happen? And tell us about your experience with that.
Love this. Basically, one of my friends, my friend Dave Mori, texted me 2 days ago and was like, "Hey, I have to go to a film screening. Do you want to come with me?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'd love to. What's the movie?" And Dave's like, "I have no idea, but let's go." And I'm like, "Okay, sounds great." It was also right down the street from me, so I'm like, "Awesome." And then yesterday I call him, and I'm like location scouting, and I'm like, okay, like I can run home, get in something. What's the movie called? Like, what is this? And Dave's like, I think it's called Queen. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like looking up Queen. And I'm like, I'm like, there's nothing. Gives me the director's name. And I look and I'm just like, I feel like I saw the cast list and I was like, oh, there's some AEW people in here. And
Look
I
at you
was
knowing
like,
stuff
okay.
though. I'm so
Yeah.
proud of you.
I was like, wait a minute. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh my God. I was like, okay. And I found this out as I'm literally driving to the theater. And I was just like, okay, cool. We show up and we walk in, and off the bat, I'm just like, there is Swerve, there is like everyone else. And I'm just like, I was, and my friend is like, he's like, yeah, he's like, I know the director and this person. And I told him, I was like, I'm probably gonna know nobody here. We walk in and it's just like RJ's there, and Mariah May and Toni Storm, which by the way, they got into a fight on the red carpet. So
I saw that.
Well, it happened right behind us. So all of a sudden, I'm in the middle of a conversation with, turns out, a girlfriend of mine. Her husband was the DP. So my friend Kate Watson just was there because her husband was the DP of the film. And we're like having a conversation, and all of a sudden we just hear screaming, and we like all kind of turn. And, Mariah's, beating Toni, and my friend Day is just like, he's like, is this real? And I'm like, no. I was like, this is, I need to text.
It's
I was
very
like,
real.
All real.
They beat each other.
I was like, no, hold up. But let me text the group chat with the podcast. And he's like, you do a podcast? I'm like, I did. So back in the day, like when I had a schedule, and, and so then I texted you guys and was like, so this is happening and this and this and this. But yeah, it was great. And honestly, what was really cool is how everyone, I feel like so many people from AEW came out to support, and how everyone was like a tight-knit family out there and just supporting. Aww. They had to rent out 2 theaters for it. So yeah, it was fun. It was wild. That fight was the highlight. And I'm sure you're probably going to ask who the best dressed was, and I will tell you because I took notes on it.
Literally,
oh my God.
No one was going to ask that, but go ahead.
It was the only thing on my mind.
Telepathically, Johnny was like, my birthday was the other day. I want to hear Brendan rip into someone or praise them. They will get praised today. Mariah May, 10 out of 10, best dressed, 100%.
Wow.
In that fight, I did notice, like, she and Toni both like Hollywood glammed that shit up.
They did, and they were like glammed up to the max. Like, and I got into a conversation.
Hollywood, like,
yeah, it was like a full, like, all of them just like full on like glam, which is hilarious because the screening was at the Grove. So like we're in the theater. It wasn't like, locked off or anything. And you have everyone in like Hollywood glam. You have, I think there's like one actor there that my friend knew. And like we're talking, and as we're talking, I guess like the actor had like all these like teenage girl fans that just like ran into the theater. It was chaos. It was like absolute chaos.
I was gonna say, like, when I heard about it, which was very last minute, I heard it's a screening at the Grove. Yep. I was in Santa Monica. The Grove is really close to me. For people in there, it's like a mall, right? It's a mall.
It's not just a mall. Great place.
If I hadn't been too far away to go, I would have tried to go, and I would have thought I could just go in my hat, my fucking jeans or whatever, because it's like, it's the Grove. Who gives a shit? But then I saw Mariah May, and then I'm like, wow. I can show up looking all trashy and shit.
Yeah, I thought it was the same thing because you and I are both, we're close-ish, and I was like, my friend was like, oh, yeah, it's like it's down the street, and it's also just like, my friend was like, oh yeah, it's just a screening like right down the street. So it's like there's like a difference between a screening in LA versus we're going to a premiere. And if you say it's a screening, it's like we could show up.
I've heard people say different things because I thought it had a different premiere already. Like I think this was just a screening, right?
I don't fully know, but I do know I ended up in a conversation with the lead actress's manager or agent. And the agent was saying, she's like, oh yeah, she's like, I feel like everyone has seen the movie, even though it comes out tomorrow. She's like, everyone has seen this thing but me. So I'm going to be under the impression that this was not the first premiere or screening. However, the way that it was being loosely run was definitely premiere vibes, or at least LA premiere vibes. Because
they shot it in Louisville, Kentucky, right?
Really?
And they had a big premiere screening there not too long ago.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I swear I heard about it coming out like ages ago. So when you said you were at the screening, I was like, and
Yeah. It sounds like they did a kind of
good stories, which is why I was like, you have to come on and talk about it. How did tour look? Give us some gossip. Who looked like shit, Brendan?
Yeah, tell us who looked bad.
I have to say, everyone wrestling team was fine. There was the guest of one actor that I looked at their outfit. I mean, mind you, I was in all black because I literally thought it'd be like just a generic screening, not like a LA premiere. But I remember I looked at someone, it looked like they showed up in pajamas. It was some random guest of a person, but you always get that. I'm sure, like, Diana, you've been to premieres where it's like there's always that one person who will like look like they just came off of living on the subway for 10 years. And
I've been that person. That's fine.
No, girl, you got the hair, you got the glasses, like you have that, like you could throw on anything.
This is my off the subway look.
You could walk a carpet in that.
I have.
I'm pretty sure it was, I was like, I feel like I've seen you walk a carpet in that, and I'm like, it's a look.
Sometimes you find out last minute or you don't know you're going and you're just like, fuck it, I showed up, get over it.
Yeah.
Do I have to have makeup and be fancy every time? I don't think so. However, once I saw Mariah and now it's like, oh, I would have done that, like the full, maybe for the pay-per-view I'll do the full Hollywood glam.
Are you going to the pay-per-view?
Everybody in the pay-per-view audience will be doing, I assume.
Hollywood full glam. So are you going to go to the pay-per-view?
No, I just said that because I'm skipping it.
Yes,
I'm going. Are you going? You're not going.
I don't know. I have no plans on Sunday. I'm down.
Well, we'll talk.
We'll talk.
Did you actually watch the movie?
I did watch it. I was thinking about staying to see if there's an after party, but also fun fact, I had the flu for a week and a half, and this was literally my first or second day where I could go out and do things because I'm still kind of recovering. So I was like, I will sit there, watch the movie, which, by the way, as a film, phenomenal, very good, highly recommend to go and see it and watch it in a theater, because I mean, listen, yes, it is a good movie, you can watch it at home, but there is a difference watching it in the theater. I mean, with the cast and crew was one thing, but like, going with friends and watching it in the theater, it's like bigger and better and really cool. But if you can't make it to a theater because you're lazy, watch it at home. But it is a very, very fun movie, very well done, very well written, very well shot. So
how big was Toni Storm's part?
It wasn't, from what I remember, it wasn't massive. Like it was fine.
Like medium.
Yeah.
Because they keep calling her the star, and I thought at first like she was the star, like she was playing the main person, but I realized
supporting. I would say it's supporting. But yeah, it's like she's good. Which I also love that, like, I feel like recently over the past year, it's like there've been more wrestling movies with like actual wrestlers acting, which is quite nice to see.
Wrestling's hot, baby. Wrestling's hot.
Wrestling and horror.
Yeah. Two great things that go great together. That's so cool. I can't wait to see it. I guess it's in theaters today.
It's in theaters today.
And it's probably playing somewhere around here. So maybe I'll sneak away at some point. And my girlfriend's probably so sick of fucking wrestling right now. Drug her to the show. She had a blast. We went with her ex-husband and his girlfriend. Did a extended family wrestling outing, and it was way less awkward than he thought it would be. It was a lot of fun. We all had a blast. So super cool. And Brendan, did you watch Dynamite or no?
I did not. I had the flu.
What?
So I
was at home with the flu. Couldn't watch the TV. It was painful.
Honestly,
It's okay. You're dismissed if you don't want to hang out during our Dynamite recap. It's good to see you. It's good to hear your recap. And if you want to pop on and give us like wrestling movie
I
reviews
want
and stuff,
to.
that could
So
be
let's-
cute.
Yeah, here's what we'll do. I'll text you guys and we'll discuss because I want to do this more
We'll
again.
spend
still on the
20
group
hours
chat,
back and
Brendan.
forth.
I know.
Brendan's still on the group chat, and now and again we'll just pop in.
Yeah.
I know. I always think that. I
Listen,
see
so
your name
you
at the
know,
top. I'm
it
like,
is
why?
pinned. I did pin the group chat. It hasn't become unpinned, so it's like it's there. I still see everything. But okay,
Aw.
I'm gonna run and finish location. Well, I have to location scout in a second, but I'll text you guys, and then we'll text about Sunday. And yeah, I'll be back more.
Brendan, fantastic to see you. Thanks for popping on.
Wait,
Thank
one
you.
last thing. Give us your current thoughts on MJF.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Is he
how
still
you feel
short,
about him
Brendan?
these days?
You know, I am so excited for the new Madonna album coming out, and I'm so excited that you guys brought that up. And she's working on new music, and it's awesome. And that
Let him-
woman is
just
so
stop.
talented.
All
I
right,
love
Brendan.
you, Brendan. You're best.
Well played. Bye, Brendan.
Bye, Brendan.
Well, that was very informative.
All right, Brendan Petrizzo, ladies and gentlemen.
That was some in-depth coverage.
Always good to see Brendan. And let's talk about Dynamite, you guys. It was in Sacramento
Oh my
at the
god,
Memorial
yeah. I
Auditorium.
forgot why we were here.
That's why we're here. It wasn't to review the new Madonna album, but I got to give it to my hometown, Sacramento. It's a sellout, baby. They sold out the Memorial Auditorium.
Good.
And they stayed. When Ring of Honor started, I was like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Goodbye. But I did stay for Dynamite and Collision. But man, you can't have 6 hours of fucking wrestling on a show.
That's what they
My
do
God.
now, man. It's crazy.
That's
Whoa.
too much. I don't want to do anything for 6 hours. So
I can't say that.
oh Diana. But people stayed.
Listen
I gotta
to the
give
Madonna
Zach credit.
album.
Yeah, if it's a 6-hour Madonna album, sign me up.
I'm in.
So yeah, it was packed. The crowd was fucking great. And you know, it's just Sacramento's such a great wrestling market, and everybody knows it, including WWE, where they're doing the Golden One Center, and there's, as of now, and this is over a month away, there's only 600 tickets left to that show for WWE, which
Wow.
so great wrestling market for the Sacramento's a
talking
great
about
wrestling
that.
market, is what I'm trying to say. But can I keep talking about Sacramento at least? I love them.
What is give me a fact about Sacramento?
Sacramento is
Is it
the
no-
capital of California. I don't know if you guys knew that. It is-
I did know that.
The
I know
state
all the state capital.
It is the state capital. That is a fun fact. But you got to see the streets of Sacramento, and that's how they started the show. MJF cutting a promo. He's addressing Adam Page directly, straight to the camera. At one point, he's like, "You decided to poke and prod the devil. Well, you got to know your boy Christopher Daniels was light work." And he's like, "You want to shoot? Saddle up and let's ride." This is a fucking fantastic promo to start the show from MJF. Super intense, and I love that he
All
does.
up in the face of the camera and shit. Like,
Oh, he was this
Hardcore.
close to the camera.
yes.
Very good shit. And then I mean, this Dynamite started so hot. Then we have an in-ring contract signing, and I've mentioned on the show, I think it's kind of tropey at this point, doing the in-ring contract signing. But I will say this was effective. Tony Schiavone's hosting it. Ricochet's not wearing the robe, which made everybody be like, "What the fuck's going on here?" I thought the whole storyline was about the robe. They do talk about it's getting some upgrades, and it will be revealed on Sunday. I'm sure it'll say
I
something
think
like,
it's going to be a
"Where's
big
the
deal in
bit?"
the pay-per-view.
Oh, it should be. I would hope so.
I can't wait for the big reveal. Loud boos for Ricochet. He's over as fuck as a heel right now, which I think is amazing. them turning Ricochet heel was such a great call.
I don't think they did it on purpose. I think they had no choice.
No, I mean, people just once toilet paper comes flying into the ring.
I'm saying exactly.
De facto heel.
Like, oh, they hate you. You're a heel now.
They were checking people for toilet paper at the door, which I thought was it was very, very interesting. They guess they didn't want streamers apparently coming in.
I encourage it. I think that's so fun. It's not hurting anyone. There's some toilet paper.
Just the janitorial staff.
Yeah, janitorial staff. Please, no toilet paper.
Okay, fair.
This Ricochet warned Swerve at one point not to let Prince Nana down. Gringo, to your credit, I see a turn coming here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna be wrong because I know that as soon as I said it, they changed their plans. But I see it. I've saw it a mile away. It's gonna happen, man. It has to happen. It has to.
So they get the contract signed on the dotted line, and then Ricochet's like, "I'm gonna hit you with some scissors," but Swerve blocks it, and then he jabs Ricochet in the head with the scissors. Ricochet gets some color, and scissoring's a whole different thing in AEW now.
I did some scissoring Wednesday night, but anyway.
Hell yeah.
Sorry. Continue.
Oh God.
Hi.
At this point, I'm just like, you're gonna.
It's just like a coincidence. I should mention it, but anyway, go ahead.
No. Awesome. Good job.
Thank you.
I'm sure it went well. We do have an 8-man tag match. Will Ospreay goes out, and they made him work because his introduction, they must have went right to commercial because his introduction lasted forever. He was out there signing, taking selfies with fans. Will Ospreay, talk about a guy that just seems nice.
I know.
It just seems like such a nice
mind me grabbing his taint. That takes a gentleman.
Yeah, it takes a certain type of person.
Yes.
He's like, hey, if I'm falling and you got to grab me by the taint, have at it.
Thank you. Thank you for understanding.
This is Ospreay, Hobbs, Mark Briscoe, and Orange Cassidy taking on Brian Keith, the Bad Apple. Mark Davis, Lance Archer, and Brian Cage. They're known as the Murder Machines. And they got Don Callis with them. Don Callis hops on commentary. I couldn't hear a goddamn thing he was saying because, I was there live. I'm sure it was funny, though. Brian Cage and Will Ospreay.
Not funny, actually. Did you, Gringo?
No, it was just
kind of
standard.
Yeah, it was pretty standard,
Callis.
actually. You didn't miss anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a banger. Obviously, chaos. 8 guys, including some huge people. I will say Will Hobbs got a great reception from the Northern California crowd again. So he's probably enjoying this little NorCal run.
Yeah, I love that for him.
At one point, they started chanting "Go back to Chico" to Brian Cage, which I love that. A little, again, a local boy here in Northern California. This is good, but it gets messy. Ospreay hits Brian Keith with a Os Cutter, followed by a hidden blade, gets the pin. But then Mark Davis locks Ospreay in a sleeper hold from behind. Murder Machines powerbomb Hobbs onto some steel steps, and Kyle Fletcher, the Fletch Man, appears. He starts beating up Ospreay, and then he's like, "Hey, Mark Davis, you need to show your loyalty. You have to hit Ospreay with a steel chair." And Mark Davis is like, "Oh man, do I have to?" We were all friends at one point. He hits him with a chair, a pretty big chair shot too. Crowd starts chanting, "You sold out" at Mark Davis. And Ospreay has no help. He's a man. He's a man without a country. Everybody's been taken out. And so he just has to take the beat down. And what a beat down it was. What did you guys think of this one? Gringo, I'll start with you.
I want to know where the hell Omega was. Where was he? Isn't that supposed to be like his boy now? And they're like, they're scissoring, right?
Yeah.
Like, where was he?
Ain't scissoring.
I mean, it was a perfect opportunity for him to come out and help Will Ospreay and then to have Takesh to come out and like try to beat him down that way and then fend him off or whatever they wanted to do. But I thought it was kind of weird that he had nobody to come and help him. And also Mark Davis, man, that guy is just one beefy dude. Holy hell. He's a big boy.
He's not he has not been skipping catering.
Well, I don't just mean it like that. He's just like, that guy looks like that if he hits you, you're gonna land in another fucking zip code. Like he just looks
he's
like
big. He's a big boy.
Yeah.
This I think the crowd was on the edge of their seat waiting for Kenny Omega to come out and save Will Ospreay. But it didn't happen. Which could play in the storyline come this weekend. We will see.
Why didn't you save me, bruv?
I don't know. Gotta save your bruv.
I don't think he'll be mad about it. I think he'll just be like, "Oh, I'm here now. Let's move fast."
I would be mad.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't go to every show. I miss Sacramento. Sorry.
I wasn't there, man.
Exactly.
What do you want me to do?
He's like, I was watching old.
I was chanting Osprey. That's Kenny Omega.
He used to sit in his couch. I'm helping this way.
He's like, oh man, that looks rough. Watching fucking reruns in Winnipeg of The Biggest Loser. We got Cope. Cope gets a huge pop. He's taking on Wheeler Yuta. Wheeler getting the massive get a haircut chance, which I enjoyed.
Fair.
I think his hair looks very emo right now. I wouldn't say get a haircut. He didn't have to work the mic too much, so things were good. This was a really great match. Yuta again, he's so as bad as he is on the mic, he's so good in the ring. But Cope gets the spear for the win. Then Cope shakes Yuta's hand and he's like, "This is what respect feels like." And I'm like, not really. I've shaken so many hands of people I had no respect for. Sometimes you just got to shake somebody's hand. It was dumb. Anywho, Moxley comes out and he's fucking pissed at Wheeler Yuta. He's like, "You shake his hand? What the fuck? What's wrong with you?" He gives him kind of a little pie face. And then Wheeler Yuta kind of pie faces Moxley back. That was not smart. Moxley's chasing him down through the backstage area, and then Moxley cuts a very unhinged promo backstage. He talks about how he's all alone, he has no backup, and that Cope brought out the worst in him. He talked about with no allies around, he's going to do whatever it takes to beat him, and left a chilling promise that he was willing to pull the trigger. So I guess Moxley's going to shoot Adam Cole. And
got taken up a notch.
That makes good TV. Gringo, what are your thoughts on this segment?
It's a ruse. It's a whole ruse, man. Like Wheeler is
what
not.
Way?
Well, Wheeler, that whole pie face thing and the shake hands, that's bullshit. Wheeler's still in on it with Mox, and he's gonna. It's not like he didn't like his heart didn't grow like 10 times its normal size, It's a ruse.
I'm buying it. I think he's gonna turn back.
I hope he does. I don't like to hate Wheeler. It's just that he's made it so damn easy for me to hate him. But
if he turns back, we will all be like, "Yay, we love you!" So I hope so.
Yeah,
let us love you, Wheeler.
Let us love you.
Yuta's tough in the ring, but I think he's a pussy in his heart.
He does. He seems like such just a little unsure baby that wants Mox's like approval and stuff, and he's been trying, but like at some point he has to realize he's just the whipping boy, and maybe someone else will give him the respect he's been looking for. Mm-hmm.
So will he align with Cope? I think it's doubtful.
Well,
but still, it could have put that spark in his head that like I deserve more.
Yeah, Johnny, you were saying before. Do you think this entire Death Riders thing is Yuta's basically Yuta's story?
Yeah, I do. I still think it is. I see. I don't see him aligning himself with Cope, but I do see him in the next month or two, kind of breaking away from the Death Riders.
I do too.
I think the whole Death Riders thing might implode in the next month or two. To be honest, I think it's kind of run its course.
You know, it would be bizarre if Wheeler was the one that beat Mox for that AEW title, wouldn't it?
Oh my God, can you imagine?
Yeah, it's not happening.
No, it's not. But could you imagine, like, well, all of our faces, we'd be like, "What the fuck just happened?"
No, I literally can't even imagine. I don't have that big of an imagination.
I'm just trying to make us think. That's all. It would be weird, though.
Yeah.
He's the
they
backbone.
do an Outrunners training vignette, and this is great. Again, using Sacramento as the backdrop. They're working out in Old Sac. They're running through Midtown. It's pretty fucking awesome. The crowd popped huge for the Outrunners. Outrunners are over, baby.
Big time.
Yeah. Fun little vignette. MJF is again in the streets of Sac, and he is now with Renee Paquette, and they almost get run the fuck over by Hangman. He's pulling up quick. They dodge out of the way. Hangman runs after, and then he starts beating the shit out of who he thinks is MJF, but ends up being just some dude.
It was so weird.
The dude starts screaming, "He made me do it! He made me do it!" Like, no shit. Why else would you be doing it?
Yeah, he volunteered for the ass kicking.
Who wrote that script?
MJF.
Probably the real MJF blindsides page, gets him with a low blow, gets him in the ring, tries to get the heat seeker, can't get it immediately, but then eventually does get the heat seeker. Looked like a gnarly one too. MJF takes off his shirt, revealing another shirt that says MJF did nothing wrong. Hits Adam Page with a Dynamite diamond ring. And then he's like, "Oh, you like burning things? Well, I like burning things too." And then he pours lighter fluid on Hangman and is trying to get the lighter to go. And then security tackles MJF and kind of hauls him away.
Thank goodness. I was so worried.
He was going to kill him.
I know. Mox is shooting, fucking MJF setting people on fire. What's going on in AEW?
I think crime is so
much crime. Well, they are in
crime is the prevailing theme for AEW at the moment. This segment was fun, and the crowd was super into it.
Yeah, and it really was fun, and it really is pushing. I mean, I was already ready for this match anyway. I'm already for it. I want to see it, but now I really want to see it. And I think everything they're doing with these guys and building this matchup it's just, I'm just like, that's the match I want to see for this whole pay-per-view.
They've done a great job with the build.
It's happened so fast though. It seems like the build-up has been like a second.
Yeah. Did you guys see the poster for the pay-per-view where it has like MJF and then Paige's face is like a shadow in the silhouette or something of MJF? It's really fucking cool. It's one of the coolest
awesome.
Yeah, it's one of the. I'll send it to you guys, but it's one of the coolest poster arts I've seen for a wrestling event in a long time.
That's cool.
Yeah, those guys are on it, man.
Diana, any lasting thoughts of this one?
Yeah, it was cool.
It was cool.
I agree. I love them together, and I love shenanigans that are unexpected and like lighter fluid, etc. All unexpected. So, thumbs up.
I gotta say this. Definitely split crowd in Sac.
Really?
A lot of MJF fans in Sacramento. So
that's funny because everywhere I've gone has been completely pro Hangman.
Yeah, it was definitely like a 50-50 split.
Interesting. I wonder what LA is going to be like.
Yeah, fairly interesting. But Sacramento is a heel territory, so they do love the heels up here. We have the match to maybe end the controversy of the Thunder Rosa, Megan Bayne, Penelope Ford situation. It's a tag match. Chris Statlander and Thunder Rosa taking on Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford. This one ends about how you think it would end, with Megan Bayne getting the win on Thunder Rosa. pretty straightforward. Not a whole lot of controversy here. They all look like they were working together just fine. Pretty good match.
Yes, and it got rid of that stigma that their meeting together had. And now it just seems like they're back to business, which is good because they didn't need any of that bullshit. If it was drama or if it wasn't, they just didn't need it. So I'm glad that they are doing business again.
Yeah, they definitely did business. Megan Bain is a beast. Talk about somebody you can just shoot to the moon. She's I could see her with some gold at some point.
Oh my god, it's wrong that she doesn't have it already. Just give it to her.
Yeah, she just came in with her own belt.
Mercedes is just pushing all of her titles across the table at her, like, here, just take them.
I haven't invested. I get it.
And we're probably going to end up getting Megan Bain and Toni Storm. We're not going to end up getting Megan Bain and Mercedes Moné, which is the match that we would like to see because we know that it would be nice to see Mercedes lose one of those 4 titles.
Why they got to be with Mercedes?
They got to take the strap off the TBS champ, I think.
Oh man, it's not going to be Momo either. I'm sorry.
No, and boy, did spoiler alert on Collision. Momo was involved in what I would consider a historic stinker.
Ooh.
Wow. That's a crazy kind of spoiler.
And it was the main event, a Collision.
Oh,
and
no.
God, that match couldn't have sucked any worse.
I'm so curious now to see how bad could it be. That's crazy.
Wasn't she wrestling Serena Deeb?
Yeah.
Well, that explains it. Mystery solved.
Poor Serena Deeb.
Man, they started off with some chain wrestling that looked so bad, and the crowd was just like, dude, what the fuck is this?
Wow.
It came off like a fart in an elevator. It was not not good. But you know what is good? Prize Picks. If
so good.
If you want to have the most fun playing on some sports, Prize Picks the way to go. It's super easy. Baseball season starting soon. Basketball is in the heat of the playoff run, and all you have to do is pick 2 to 6 player projections, rebounds, points, assists. It doesn't matter. You 3-point attempts, pick more or less, and put some money down, and you can win a lot of money back. And it's even easier when you download the PrizePicks app and put in our code CCN. You're going to get $50 for the first $5 you put down. You don't even have to win. You're still going to get that $50 credit. And you can win up to 1,000 times what you bet on certain on proposals. So there's really no excuse. You want some extra change in your pocket? Go get it on Prize Picks. Play responsibly. Run your game. Prize Picks. They do a backstage. Yes.
Before we move on from the Penelope Ford thing, I have to say I loved her sunglasses, and if anybody knows where to get them, please tell me. Continue.
Okay, if anybody out there
a public service announcement to help me find Penelope Ford sunglasses.
Yeah, maybe just hit her up on IG. I bet she'd tell you.
She might.
Yeah, but then that takes the fun out of it. Let's track them down. But yeah, actually,
just hit her up. Backstage, we have Renee Paquette. She's with the TBS champion, the CEO, Mercedes Moné. They have some fun back and forth with Renee guessing what the catchphrase is going to be. She got the first one right, but she got the second one wrong. So 1 out of 2 for Renee. Not too bad. She does declare herself the greatest TBS champion of all time, and says she's going to be watching the collision match with Serena Deeb and Momo Watanabe closely. And poor her.
Oh, no.
She had to be so close for that.
Wow. How did the crowd feel? Did they also hate it?
There was literally, you could hear a pin drop,
Wow.
Oh, somebody was like,
I gotta see how bad this is.
8 sections over was like, I need to get a drink, and I heard it. So that's
wow.
Well, you're telling me how bad it is now. It's like I want to watch Collision even more. So hey, you're bringing in ratings.
So
it's ripe for a stink watch for sure.
That's so sad.
Max Caster goes out and does an open challenge. and he does shit on Sacramento. Crowd was not happy about that. He also a lot of gyrating with the microphone between his legs. But then Jay White shows up and beats him in 20 seconds.
Wow.
So there's something interesting. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Well, I just wanted, Brendan forgot to mention that his biggest takeaway from the premiere last night was that Anthony Bowen's boyfriend was really hot.
Oh, he did not mention that. But
I know. That's what he said to me the most.
It does seem like Anthony Bones would pull a hot boyfriend, if I'm being honest.
But continue. It just reminded me. Everything's just turning up Anthony right now.
Something interesting does happen here. Jay White cuts a promo after the match, and he's like, since I decided to fight against the Death Riders, there's been a man that's had my back, and I've had his. Moxley's all alone. And at Revolution, I'll be there to see the new AEW World Champion, Cope. And crowd goes wild. And the only thing I thought was Jay White's definitely turning on Cope.
Really?
I thought that too.
Oh, yeah. There's
fast.
1,000%. There's no way Jay White doesn't turn on Adam Copeland at the paper. It's 1,000% going to happen.
And I think that if Cope beats Mox and gets the title or the briefcase or whatever the hell, that's when Jay White comes out and hits him with his move, knocks Cope out, and that's when Christian comes in right after and capitalizes on it. That's what's going to happen. Yeah,
there's no reason for him to put over Cope in the way he did in that post-fight interview. Yeah. It was definitely like, hey, people that know, I'm definitely turning on this dude.
You might as well just like put a map. This is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to come first. I'm going to drive from my hotel. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to come into the arena this way. Just document it all the way to the last fucking second.
Yeah, this was definitely like some foreshadowing. What do you think of? I don't know if you guys caught the sit down interview with Timeless Toni Storm and Mariah May. I had to watch it on TV because I couldn't hear shit in the building. But Mariah May did spit at Toni Storm, and Toni said, "Well, at least I know you still care."
Aww, I love that.
That was a great line. Mariah said Tony's nothing without her and says, we're going down together. I'm pulling you down to hell with me. And then Toni Storm has this amazing line. You do not deserve the dignity of death. I sentence you to a lifetime of mediocrity.
Ooh.
That's awesome.
Such good shit.
So good and so true. That's so much worse than a like glorious.
Yeah. And in case you guys are wondering, this Toni Storm, Mariah May feud has been going on for 18 months.
No. Are you literally, is that serious?
They aligned with each other 18 months ago, and they had like a 4-month run where they were, hanging out and being cool with each other. And then this has been a year-long feud.
Wow. And yeah, somehow I'm still cool with it. Not bored at all.
It's amongst the best storylines in wrestling still.
Yes. Wow, good job.
And it helped that Toni Storm took off for a little while, because that helped us not get the fatigue from it. And then when she came back, it was big again.
She wasn't gone that long.
It was like 2 months or something
right,
like that.
And Mariah May was kind of struggling. We were bored with Mariah May solo. But then together.
Yeah, Mariah May was not good without Toni Storm.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of sucks for her, but
yeah, it does.
Where's she go after this feud? You know what I mean? It's like, is it going to be the same thing? Hope not.
I'm sure they'll figure something out. She just wasn't a great champion,
Yeah, it was very, very vanilla. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she needed that strong foil. She kind of was having a hard time getting any kind of leverage with anybody else she was working with. Which, I mean, Toni Storm is Toni Storm. She's really, really fucking good.
Yes, she's going to elevate anyone.
Right.
Yeah.
We do, before we get to the main event, we should talk about Mando.
Yes, we should. I was hoping you'd bring it up.
You guys, Mando is, sometimes you stink. It just happens. maybe you had a rough workout, a long day at work, whatever the situation. Sometimes you don't smell the best, but for a lot of people, Mando has been the answer. Gringo, you've been fucking with a Mando, right?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I dig
How's
it.
it working for you?
I like it. It's great. Like there's different scents and stuff, and I've tried a couple of them, and I like them all. And my wife digs it too. She tells me which one she likes the most, and it works out. I actually like it more than my usual shit. So there you go.
Yeah, we're saying later days to the usual shit because it's not going to protect your pits, your balls, or your fucking crack zone. And the belly button. Let's not forget the belly button. Let's talk about the starter pack. You get a solid stick deodorant, a cream tube deodorant, and you get 2 free bonus products. You can choose from the mini body wash. There's the Mando spray, which personally I think was maybe my favorite thing. And then the deodorant wipes that you can kind of take with you on the go. But better than that, you save $5 off your starter pack. It's about 40% off, and it's free shipping. All you do is use the code AEW at shopmando.com. That's shopmando.com. And, do it before your friends stage an intervention. This does not have parabens, doesn't have baking soda. It's aluminum free, and it's doctor created and clinically proven. Better than soap alone. Sometimes your grundle will be smelling bad. With Mando, 0 out of 10, 12 hours after you shower. So, in any event, whether it's after a hot date, post gym, long shift, road trip, no rest stops, don't let bad smells ruin good times. It's at shopmando.com. Insert the code AEW and join the revolution against swamp ass. Your body and everyone around you will thank you for it. It's main event time. The Road to Revolution tag
I have a
match.
question. You specified using it after a hot date.
Listen, if you're getting
maybe
fucked,
using it before a hot date.
listen, before and after.
What? Oh, wow. What can't Mando do? That's crazy.
Listen, you want to smell good for the date, then you're going to get laid and you're going to smell like dog shit. Go ahead and use Mando after.
For the Uber ride home, because I ain't even.
Listen, there's nothing worse than the Uber than the guy being like, wow, it smells like some hot, sweaty sex in here. And you're just like, should have used my Mando.
I didn't have Mando.
Yeah, post scissoring, Mando can come through. You guys, we have the
Uber drivers can start carrying it in their glove box to help out.
Yeah, they're all here. Spray your belly button with this.
That's not a bad idea, actually, if you're an Uber driver.
Yeah.
You get 5 stars.
Need that shit.
Carry that Mando wipe with you. Just be like, here, put this in your balls. Just leave it there. Crumple it up.
I feel like he just killed Gringo. He's dying up there.
You guys, it's the Road to Revolution tag match. We got Okada and Ricochet taking on Swerve and Brody King. I got to tell you, Sacramento loved Brody King. He was hella over in Sacramento. This was such a fun match. A lot of moving pieces here. I especially love the stuff with Okada and fucking Brody King. God, why can't I think of Brody King's
name? I can tell you loved it.
I just had a stroke, but those guys are gonna have a fucking hell of a match. They teased it during Okada's so good, and I think Brody King kind of is one of those guys that he's so big that it's almost makes Okada look really small. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to that match. This one ends controversially as Okada goes to get the belt, but oh hell no. Brody King sniffed that out. But while that's happening, Swerve gets hit by Ricochet with the belt, and the ref does not see it. If Ricochet gets this win against Swerve, I think there's only going to be one reason for it, and that's Prince Nana.
Yup.
And how heartbreaking is that going to be?
No one will buy his coffee. They'll be all pissed off at him.
Ricochet
really
is gonna buy so much coffee to make up for it.
I hope so.
I'll take all your supplies.
Yeah, and then he'll need that toilet paper
for his coffee enema.
Yeah, it all comes together.
You should
throw some Mando in there. It's just it all works out.
His brains out.
Your taint will smell
really
like an espresso machine.
He's going to be on the toilet doing some prize picks, and then using the toilet paper got thrown at him, and then he'll use Mando to clean himself up after.
I feel like that's how every weekend's going to go.
You guys,
that's how I envision my pay-per-view weekend going.
That was the main event. Gringo, what are your thoughts on this thing?
I think the event was really good. I think it had a great build-up for the pay-per-view, which is what it really needed. We'll see what Collision does, but I think Dynamite was a solid way to kick us into Sunday, and that's really the best-case scenario. And
I thought it was a great go-home episode, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Yay! Yeah. I'm glad you liked your birthday show.
Collision, on the other hand.
Aw.
Woof.
It's like
the
a Collision
whole show, really? Wow.
Woof.
Wow.
Maybe they're all just tired from the good Dynamite, you know?
Yeah, it's
I feel like sometimes right before a pay-per-view it can go either way. It's like either everyone's distracted and paying attention to the pay-per-view and not wanting to get hurt and all that bullshit. Or they like try really hard to get everybody interested. So it sounds like maybe that's a foundation.
Yeah, a lot of goodwill built during Dynamite though, so I think it did the trick. Anywho, that was that episode of Dynamite. We got to rate it, and I say we got to rate it on attempted murder, really.
Okay, we have to.
All around,
we must.
Yeah. I mean, Hangman Adam Page tried to kill not only MJF but Renee Paquette also. And then
actually, good point.
And then
I was just thinking of the
MJF
fire.
tried to light Hangman on fire.
And then mocked with his threats of gun violence. So
he's like, yo, dude, let's fucking
the attempted murder episode.
Yeah, Swerve's counterattack with the scissors.
Oh
yeah. Okay, we got a lot of murder.
Yeah, attempted murder. I'm gonna start since I was there. I thought this was a fantastic episode. I'm gonna go 4.5 attempted murders. And that almost equals the amount of attempted murders we have on the show.
Gringo, what you got?
I'm gonna go with 4.5 because I enjoyed the shit out of it. I loved it. It was like I said, it was a great go home episode, and that's what I needed to see. So 4.5 for me.
It was awesome.
Okay, so. I'm doing 4.25.
Okay,
4.25. It would have been better if you would have been there.
I agree. I feel like I didn't love them sacrificing Brian Keith that way. And they didn't really explain why he was there, and just it brought it down for a little bit. It's like, here's everybody, and also Brian Keith. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
he was clearly there to get murdered. Another attempted murder.
I get that. That makes sense.
Anyway,
I agree. We do have some awards to give out, Diana.
Ghost. The ghost, man. Give me the ghost.
Oh, the ghost. The ghost actually sat right next to me. It was a 5-some. I was checking in with him, and he went 4 3/4 attempted murders. A half quarter down because he could not get a drink because he didn't have his ID.
Man, I hate that.
Poor bastard.
I feel that. Okay, now we can do awards. So, John Holmes' biggest dick of the week. Who we got?
Oh, I mean, it's almost tropey, but I gotta go with MJF.
No. Oh, in Brendan's honor, MJF once again steals it. If you try to set someone on fire, I feel like it's gonna be hard to top that as a dick of the week.
Yeah.
Just saying. Okay, then who do we have as a Dewey Riley hero of the week?
Now, this one was a little bit harder. I am gonna go with Cope. I thought it was a hard fought match against Wheeler Yuta, and then kind of showing the sportsmanship, even though it was kind of like, okay, like that doesn't really prove respect. But it was good. And the whole time, having Moxley kind of breathing down his neck. It's I don't know. I'm gonna go with Cope for Hero of the Week.
Yeah, you almost have to go with Cope because he was like the only real like hero moment. Everything else was.
There was a lot of heel moments for sure.
Yeah, that's definitely the one. Yeah, that's for me too. What about you, Diana?
I don't know. I guess I'm still stuck on Bad Apple. And I think it's so cute that he came out knowing he was going to die and still sacrificed himself.
Oh,
let's give Brian Keith the hero. He's in there. He knew he was there. All targets were on him. He still went in there and took his beating. So
he tried. He tried.
He tried. A for effort, Brian Keith.
That Bad Apple. Good effort, Bad Apple.
Good effort, Bad Apple. And there's got to be a teaching thing in there too, Bill. Yes. Oh yes, Freddie versus Jason match or showdown of the week.
I'm actually going to go with this Swerve Strickland Ricochet contract signing.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was probably the most compelling part of it, and then the scissor attack. I mean, it was so early in the show, the crowd was going literally berserk over it. So
it started out with a bang with that shit because I was the same way with you. It's like, oh, a contract signing, that's fucking original, but it turned out really good.
Yeah, it did, and anytime a guy gets stabbed with scissors,
gotta enjoy it.
The heat was there.
Gringo, who's your choice?
I'm gonna go with the more traditional route. I really enjoyed Cope versus Yuta.
It was good.
It was a solid technical match. Like, it was just really great. I can't complain, and that's the best thing on the show for me.
All right. Well, all of that was good. Any answer would have been acceptable. I think that I am going to go the less traditional route and say Toni Storm, Mariah May on the red carpet.
It was, yeah, that's pretty.
You haven't seen it, they added some life to that, got some attention. They looked amazing.
Pretty badass moment.
Exactly. Like
away from the show.
Exactly. Yeah. It happened this week though, so it counts.
Talk about fucking holding up kayfabe, man. That's great.
Yeah, I love it.
If you haven't seen it, go back and watch the clips. It looks amazing. Like, they did great.
Pretty old school.
Yes, love it.
Cool. Well, that was the episode there. Diana, something tells me something's happening tonight.
Lord have mercy. So much pre-show nonsense, but yes. Tonight is the season 7 premiere of The Last Drive-In. Watch it on the Shudder live feed or AMC Plus tonight. I'm going to be doing social media all night long is the plan. Watch me on Instagram Live, come hang out and chat. I'm going to be on all the socials. So check it out. It's Joe Bob is very, very proud. Like, he thinks this is going to be an amazing episode. So I hope he's right, and I hope you guys enjoy it.
Awesome. I can't wait to check it out. Gringo, what about you?
You know what? I'm not going to plug my own shit tonight since it's the premiere of The Last Drive-In. So I'm plugging The Last Drive-In because I'm excited to watch it too. So
what a face turn. That was sweet. Thank you.
Yeah, I would say definitely watch The Last Drive-In. And tomorrow, tomorrow, if you're feeling good and you're around Sonoma, come see me and Brian Posehn at the Sebastiani Theater. It's going to be a great show. I think it's very close to selling out. It's a big, beautiful theater, so definitely come out. It's where Brian Posehn originally saw Jaws, which it's like this weird full circle moment for him. So it's going to be a blast. We're going to be partying in the town square after the show. So come out, have a drink with us. It'll be a good time. Next week, I will be in Philadelphia, March 13th through the 15th with Chris Porter. So if you're around Philly, come out and see me there. And that's all I got. Thank you guys so much for always listening. Please rate, review, and subscribe. But until next time, namaste, W.
Namaste, W.
Namaste, W, baby.